Afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone that's joining in. It's another Akwaaba yoga session. Myself, Mark. Thank you for tuning in. I'm a bit tired, if I'm honest. Just come back from a bit of exercise, but I'm up for it. It's going to be a great session. We're going to focus on the upper body today. We'll still be going through a flow as normal, but we're just trying to build the upper body muscles and get familiar with just different muscles that use the upper body really, just as we start to prepare for arm balancing and such like. Good afternoon to D-Man is here, B, Queen P. Wicked. If it's your first time, please do go at your own pace. Really trying to tune in the movement of the body with the breath. If you're pregnant or ladies, if it's your time this month, just be mindful of any postures where you've got legs in the air. But let's get cracking. Had some DJ Spoonie playing just now. I'll tell you afterwards about that. But let's make sure you got your water with you, a towel, and a block handy. We're going to start. How should we start? Let's start with box breathing. So again, let's just come onto our knees. So knees apart, feet together. If you're on your knees, you're going to sit down. Just sit down on a block or a book or your backside if that's comfortable. I'm going to try and again keep the pace of the flow up. So we'll start with a bit of calmness again. Sort of being centered and focused at the beginning, and just finding ourselves onto the mat. Just leaving any noise from the week behind, any noise from today, any noise from what might come up in the week ahead. So let's just come to a seat position. Just close your eyes. And with box breathing, just picture a square. So it's inhale for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. We'll repeat it on just a few rounds. So just close your eyes, just sit up nice and tall. Just engage your core, draw your abs in. Really lengthen out the spine, draw your shoulders back. Just come into your natural breath first. You're not trying to force anything. Just inhale and exhale naturally. For the next inhale in, I'm going to inhale for 4 breaths. So together, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold a breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold a breath at the bottom for 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go again. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold a breath. 3, 4. Exhale smoothly and gently. Don't force it out. 3, 4. Hold it at the bottom. 2, 3, 4. Let's go again. Inhale. 3, 4. Hold a breath. 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold a breath. 2, 3, 4. Just take one more round at your own breath, in your own count. Inhale together. Hold. Exhale. Hold a breath. Just blink open the eyes. And let's come straight into our tabletop position. So move the block if you're on the block. So hands on the shoulders, knees underneath hips. You're going to start to undulate the back. So this starts bringing movement to the back. So on the inhale, it's barrel, roll the belly down, Take the gaze up to front diagonal. On the exhale, press the hands into the mat. Curl up. Come to the angry cat pose. Tuck the belly in. And just reverse it. Inhale. Exhale. Try to put a bit more movement through the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Really draw the shoulders back. Exhale. Bring the shoulder blades apart. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Take the gaze to the belly and just hold it there for a count of 3, 2, or 1. Let's come back into a neutral tabletop. We're going to take a thread the needle, starting with the right hand. Just bring the left hand a bit more to the center. Together, let's lift the right hand up to the sky. Take a nice yawn, open yourself up to the right side, and then bring the right arm down and start to thread it behind that left wrist. Just come into the shoulder. You can level up, just take your left leg and bring it straight towards the back of the mat. Maybe place the palm of your left hand to the floor. Again, if you level up, maybe take the left hand up, and maybe wrap it around the back. Don't forget your breath here, your ujjayi breath. It's in through the nose, and you constrict it, and you're exhaling back through the nose. On the next inhale, let's all come back into a neutral spine, so a neutral tabletop. Let's take the other side. This time, I'm going to move the right hand a bit more to the center of the mat and lift the left arm up to the sky. Really open up the body, wake it up. And this time, thread the needle on the left side, so thread the left arm behind the right wrist and come onto the left shoulder. Again, you're not putting pressure onto that neck. Maybe you want to stretch out that right leg behind you. And again, we'll level up, maybe take the right arm up to the sky. And if you can, just wrap it around your back, maybe grabbing the inside of your left thigh, or grab onto your shorts, your leggings. So I'm there for a couple more seconds. Let's push up. Let's all meet back in our neutral position in tabletop. Let's take one more undulation. So on the inhale, bow the belly down, take the gaze up to front diagonal, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, push into the hands. You're going to curl the toes under. You're not pushing the downward dog just yet. You're going to just, from this position, the toes are curled under, just start to lift the knees up off the mat just for 2 inches. We're holding it there for the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And start to push up all the way into our first downward facing dog. And use this time to walk out your legs. This might be the first time you're waking up your legs today. I know we've got a couple of runners in the group. We need to take time to stretch out your calves and your hamstrings. Maybe rock forwards and back on the toes. Try and wrap the shoulders away from the ears. Your feet and your hands are hip distance apart, and then you're drawing your heels energetically towards the mat. They might not reach, that's all good. And just come into stillness here. So in your down facing dog inverted V, just stay here whilst maintaining your ujjayi breath. So inhale in through the nose and exhale through the nose. Again, inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. We're here for just one more. Exhale through the nose. On the next inhale, keeping your hands and your feet where you are, just come up onto the toes. And start to come into your high plank from here straight away. And then push back into your downward facing dog. So you're really working the upper body early on. So again, from your inverted V, Let's go again. And come up onto the toes. You're just rolling forward through the toes to come onto your high plank. You're holding it there for 3, 2, 1, and then roll back. Hands and feet stay where they are. You can do your down facing dog. Just gonna go for one more. So again, your hands and your feet stay where they are if you can. Start to come up onto the toes of both feet and start to roll forward into your high plank. And you're here for 3, for 2, for 1. Everyone just drop your knees. Let's all start to come down straight onto our bellies. And take your gaze over to the left side as you start to stretch out your neck on one side. And turn the face over way. So turn your head and stretch out your neck by looking over to the right hand side of the room. Bring your head towards center. Just take your hands, place your hands just underneath your shoulder blades. And then start to push up into an upward facing dog. So our legs are flat on the mats. And use your hands just to push yourself up. You keep a slight bend in the elbows. Take your knees up off the mat. Just to avoid you from dumping into your lower back. And on the exhale, let's all curl our toes under and push back into our down facing dog. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale out. On the next inhale, come onto the toes and step forward so your feet come towards the front of the mats. You can just in your ragdoll, take opposite hands to opposite elbows and start to just bring a sway through your body. Just find yourself just getting into your hamstrings. Just bring movement to the hips. Keep the head and the arms heavy. On the next breath, just release the arms and slowly, vertebra by vertebra, start to roll up. The arms and the head stay heavy. Let your shoulders roll back. Bring your head up towards the sky. It's going to take a stretch again through the neck. So raise the right arm up to the ceiling. Just bend at the elbow and just take your hand over towards the left hand side of the head or over your left ear. Inhale to draw up to nice and tall for your body, and exhale, start to just relax the head over towards the right hand side. And use the resistance of the hands just to press your head against the hand. Feel your stretch come down the left hand side of the neck. Take the hand towards the back diagonal, maybe towards the back of the head, to the gaze down, and then bring the head back up. Take the opposite side, this time take your left hand up to the sky, left arm is beside your left ear, and again bend at the elbow, inhale to draw up, and exhale, start to release head over towards the left hand side. Just feel that stretch down the right hand side of your neck. Take the grip towards the back diagonal so your gaze goes towards your left foot. Finally, just take the grip towards the back of the head, take the gaze down. Just enjoy the stretch along the back of the neck. Just the head back up. Cool. Let's come back towards the front of the mat. I'm going to start by taking a set of sun salutations. So on the inhale, just draw the arms up to the sky. On the exhale, bend from the hips, bring the prayer through your chest and come down. On the inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands in front of the mat. Step your left foot back, step your right foot back into high plank. Let's come down into low plank. Staying off the mat, let's push back into high plank. Again, let's go down into low plank. This time, let's take it straight into our upward facing dog. And exhale, curl the toes under, push back into your down facing dog. Let's take one more breath here, in through the nose. And exhale. Let's jump or step towards the front of the mat. Head and arms stay heavy. Let's take an inhale. Let's come to our halfway lift. Shoulders roll back. Exhale to release down. Inhale, take the hands all up to the sky. Exhale, take our hands to our chest in prayer. Inhale, take your hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, again, bend from the hips, bring your prayer through your chest as you come into your forward fold. Inhale to come into your halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands at the front of the mats. Let's jump or step back into your high plank. On the inhale, roll forwards on the toes and come down to a low plank. Again, push back up into a high plank. If you need to drop the knees, please feel free. Let's go for one more. Let's come down to a low plank. Hold it for 3, for 2, for 1. And let's push up into our upward facing dog. And on the next breath, push back into our downward facing dog. Let's inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Again, really take time to find the stretch you're giving through your hamstring and your calves. It really feels as if you're switching them on in this position. On next inhale in, let's jump or step towards the front of the mat again. Feet and hips distance apart. Inhale. Let's come into a halfway lift. Taking our gaze just beyond the front of the mat. Back is nice and straight. Exhale. Let's come back down to a forward fold. Inhale. Let's go all the way back to the sky again. Really breathe beyond the fingers. Try and touch the ceiling. Bring our hands to a prayer. A sense of your chest. Inhale to draw up. Let's go with the breath. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the front of the mat. Inhale, roll forward onto the toes. Exhale to a low plank. Inhale to push up. Exhale to come to a low plank. Let's push straight up into our upward facing dog. And exhale into our downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. On the next breath in, let's come up onto the toes and jump or step into the front of the mat to your forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins. Let's take a halfway lift. Exhale to release. Inhale, take your hands all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer in between the chest. On the inhale, draw up. Hands over to the sky. Exhale, let's bend from the hips as we come all the way down to a forward fold. Hands in front of the mat. So step the left foot back. Drop the left knee as we come to a low lunge. Uncurl the back toes. Once you're nice and stable, start to draw the hands up to the sky, lifting your torso up off the thigh. Again, draw your belly in. Be nice and tall for your torso. And feel that stretch coming through your left hip flexor. Breathe in for one more breath. And exhale. Place the hands in the front of the mat. Take the right foot to join the left foot at the back. Again, feel free to drop the knees. Otherwise, let's all come into a low plank. Let's come back up into our high plank. Let's come down to our low plank. Push up into our upward facing dog. And on the exhale, let's push back once again to our downward facing dog. On the inhale, lift that left leg all the way up to the sky. And on the next breath, we're going to draw the knee all the way through to go knee to nose. On the next breath in, take the leg all the way back up to the sky. Bring the knee to the nose. And step the foot all the way through. So the left sole of the foot is flat on the mat. Drop your right knee and curl your right toes. Together, let's lift it up towards the sky. So again, try not to just dump and fall back to your lower back. Really stand nice and tall for your torso. Breathe for one more breath. Deep inhale in. And exhale, bring the hands to the front of the mat. This time, curl the right toes under and jump the right foot all the way to the front to meet the left foot. So we're now at the front of the mat in forward fold. Hands to shins as we come to our halfway lift. Exhale to come down. Inhale, slight bend in the knees. Just take hands all up to the sky. And on exhale, bring the hands to your chest, your eyes closed. That's the left side. Let's just repeat that on the right side this time. Inhale, take your crown all up to the sky. Draw your belly in. On the exhale, bend from the hips as you come all the way down to your forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands at the front of the mat. This time, take the right leg all the way back as you come to a low lunge. So drop that right knee. Feel free to use a towel if you need to, with your knee down, to pad up the knee. Uncurl the back toes. Once you're nice and stable, it starts to lift the torso up. So you come to your low lunge. Again, you're drawing your belly in, protecting the lower back. Nice and tall and proud through your torso. Shine your hands up to the sky. And on the next breath, just curl the hands to the front of the mat. Curl the right toes under. And then step that left foot all the way back in one leap as you come to your high plank. Next breath in, just roll forward onto the toes. Again, feel free to drop the knees. Or just come straight to our low plank. Let's come up into our high plank. Let's come down into our low plank, hold it for 3, for 2, for 1. Let's push through the toes as we come to our upward facing dog. And on the exhale, let's all together push back into our downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in through the nose and exhale through the nose. On the next breath in, this time we're lifting the right leg. If you can, either take it to the parallel or take it all the way out to the back diagonal and start to bring it, the knee all the way through to go knee to nose. Take that leg all the way back up. Let's go for knee to nose one more time. And let's step that foot all the way through. This time the sole of the right foot is at the front of the mat. Bring your left knee down and curl the back toes on the left foot. Once you're nice and stable and grounded, so lift the torso up off that thigh and raise your arms to the ceiling. Maybe interlace the thumbs. Start to really draw up the arms towards the sky. Really engage your belly lock, your Uddiyana Bandha as you draw in your lower abs. And you're feeling that stretch coming through your left hip flexor. So feel free to bend even more into that right knee and get more of a stretch in that left hip flexor. Together, let's cartwheel the hands to the front of the mat. Curl the left toes under and jump all the way to the front of the mat as your left foot meets your right foot in forward fold. Inhale, let's take the hands to the shins as we come to a halfway lift. Really draw the shoulders back, create length for your spine. And exhale, let's come back into our forward fold. On the inhale, best in this into knees. Come all the way up. The hands. Draw the hands together in prayer as you bring it to the center of your chest. So a deep inhale in and exhale through the nose. Let's go for one more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. We're going to take one more round of that on each side. Again, just pick up the pace a little bit. Just flow with the breath. Remember to drop your knees in a plank if need be. But together, let's all inhale, hands to the ceiling. Exhale, just bend from the hip. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, drop the hands. Take the left leg back, drop the left knee, uncoil the left toes to come into our low lunge, taking your hands up to the ceiling. Cartwheel the hands back towards the front of the mat, curl the left toes under, step back. So all meeting in high plank. Again, feel free to drop the knees, or let's all roll forwards onto the toes and come into a low plank. Hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1. Push back up into a high plank. Hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1. Let's come back into a low plank for 3, for 2, for 1. Push through the toes as you come into your upward facing dog. And then push back as you curl the toes under and you come into your down facing dog. Leave for 3 breaths. See if energetically you can draw your heels any more closer towards the mat. So you can roll your shoulders a bit more away from your ears to get a bit more room in your upper back. On the next breath in, let's lift that left leg up to the back diagonal on the inhale. On the exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg goes all the way back and up to the ceiling. Exhale, knee to nose. Drop that left sole of the foot at the front of the mat as you come into your low lunge. Uncoil the right toes. Start to draw the hands up to the ceiling. Again, enjoy that stretch you're giving to your right hip flexor this time. Let's cartwheel the hands to the front of the mat. Curl the back toes under and jump. So your right foot meets your left foot to the front of the mat. Together, let's all come into a halfway lift. Hands to shins. Exhale as we come to our forward fold. Inhale to draw the hand up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to our chest. Take the right side. Inhale to draw the hands up to the sky. Exhale to bend through the hip. So come to our forward fold. Inhale to take our halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands at the front of the mat. This time take the right leg back. Drop the right knee as you come to your low lunge. Draw the hands up to the sky to lift your torso up off the thigh. Exhale, cut with the hands down to the front of the mat. Curl the back toes under. Let's all meet in high plank. From high plank, and bend through the elbows. Keep your elbows at right angles as you come to low plank. 2, or 1. Push up to high plank. 3, 2, or 1. Let's come back into a low plank. 3, 2, 1. And let's push up into our upward facing dog. And also we'll meet in child's pose. Feel free to take a sip of water. We're in child's pose just for 5 breaths. So in child's pose, you want your knees apart, your feet together. Just find space within your hips. And just let the mat hold you up here. Maybe for just 3 more counts. For 2. For 1. On the next breath in, let's all come up into our tabletop. And again, as we did at the beginning, we're going to curl the back toes under. Our knees are just underneath our hips. And then just lift the knees up off the mat, no more than 2 inches. I'm going to hold it there for a count of 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Just embracing your wobbles you might be experiencing here as normal. You need to drop your knees and listen to your body. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's all push up and meet in downward facing dog. So yeah, let's take a deep inhale in through the nose and let it all out through the mouth. And again, inhale through the nose and exhale everything out, any tension, frustration, tiredness through the mouth. On the next inhale in, come back to your Ujjayi breath. Bring the restrictions to the back of the throat and breathe out through the nose. On the next breath in, we're going to step the right foot all the way through as we come to Warrior One. So you come to Warrior One legs. Once you're nice and stable, you're keeping that left leg nice and straight. Left foot's pointing out towards 10 o'clock. Your right foot's pointing towards 12. Slight bend in that right knee. Once you're nice and stable, start to draw the arms up towards the ceiling. Again, don't forget to engage your transverse abdominis, that muscle that runs along the lower abdomen. Really draw in your abs here. Try to stay nice and tall through your torso. Now let's just take the interlace of the hands behind the back. When I come to Humble Warrior, so on the inhale, just find that bend in that right knee and start to shine your chest up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, start to fold forward with the torso, the chest, leading its way towards the mat. You're folding, so you're just within your right thigh. See if you can lift your hands up your lower sacrum. Should feel a nice stretch for your right hamstring here. Once you just turn on your feet, so see if you can lift your toes, not your heels, your toes off the mat. Just to turn on your legs here. Probably find a different intention coming. In doing so, you might affect your balance. On next breath in, let's come all the way back up from Humble Warrior. Start to shorten the stance. We're going to come into triangle pose. Straighten out that left leg. Straighten out that right leg, as well as that left leg. Take your arms all the way out. So your right arm is facing forwards, your left arm is pointing towards the back of the room. Start to stretch as far as you can forward. And when you can't go any further, start to seesaw the arms down. So you're bringing your right arm, so sitting just within or just inside of your right foot, and your left hand is pointing up towards the ceiling. You take your gaze up to your left hand, and take your gaze down towards your right foot. And try and draw in your right hip. Again, you might find that you're spraying out to one side. Start to bring your right hip towards the center of the mat, just to maintain the integrity of the pose here. Again, always try and engage your belly lock, your Uddiyana Bandha here. Here for a count of 3, 2, 1. On the inhale, let's come back up. You're going to turn the right foot in. So now we're in a wide-legged stance. You can maybe take your feet a bit wider, just beyond hip distance, and try and pitch into your feet, so maybe they're pointed in slightly. Place your hands on your hips. On your inhale, let's all draw up. You can shine our chest to the sky. On the exhale, we're going to start to bend from the hips as we come to a wide-legged forward fold. Start to bend the hips, as we come towards the mat. And again, just go to your edge. If you've got a block handy or a tall book, you might want to use that as your guide. So you're trying to keep your back straight here. It's not just bringing your head towards the floor. Just try and focus on your chest. Your chest is the one that's leading. You'll get a nice stretch through your back of your legs here and your calves. And if it's there for you, just place your hands, both arms of your hands, on the mat in front of you. So use your hands as brakes. And all we're going to do here is start to come up onto our tiptoes. So you're bending through the elbows, and it's coming up on your tiptoes as much as you can. You're leaning forward, and use your hands to stop you from falling. And then relax. Come back onto your feet, onto your heels, so you're flat on the soles of the feet. Let's take another 2 more of those. So again, your hands are nice and flat on your mat. If you do need to use a block or 2 books to bring the floor closer, again, please do that. So on the inhale, start to come up onto the toes, start to lean forward and use your hands as brakes to stop you from falling. Really turn on your arms here, your biceps. Really grip into the mat, engage the core, and come back down. We'll go for 1 more of those. Let's get an inhale. You come up onto the toes. Your hands. It's what you're trusting to support you here. It's stopping you from toppling over. And then come back onto the heels. And slowly start to walk the feet in. Just shuffle them in until you're at a comfortable distance. Let's all come into a halfway lift. And let's come all the way up. Step forward towards the front of the mat. Take your hands to pray in between your chest. On the inhale, take your hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, bend from the hip as you come down to your forward fold. Inhale to come to a halfway lift. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, place the hands down. Jump or step back into your plank. Again, roll forwards onto the toes. And on the exhale, come to a low plank. Come into a high plank. Come into a low plank for the count of 5, 4, 3, 2. Come back up to a high plank. Again, feel free to drop the knees at any point here. This is hurting. See how far I can get. So again, coming down for the count of 5, 4, 3. Push back. Up into a high plank. So you can go for 1 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Instead of the mat, you're going to push straight up into your upward facing dog. Hopefully your arms are burning, because I know mine are. And then push back as we all come together and meet in down facing dog. Take a deep inhale in through the nose and exhale through the nose. Take another 2 breaths. On the next breath in, you're going to bring your left foot forward this time. So it comes and sits just inside of your left hand, actually coming into warrior 1 legs. So again, the left knee is slightly bent. The right leg is nice and straight behind you. Once you feel nice and stable and grounded, trying to pivot and twist your hips so facing forward. Start to raise your arms up to the ceiling. Again, maybe just interlace the thumbs. So really draw up through the arms. You're nice and tall in your torso. On the next breath in, let's take the arms behind us and interlace the hands just above our lower sacrum. our sacrum and lower back. On the inhale, start to pull the arms back as you shine your chest up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, start to bend through the hips as you come towards the front diagonal and come into your humble warrior. You can see if you can raise those arms a little bit higher up off the lower back. It really feels as if your hamstrings are switching on here. On the next inhale, use the arms, just come straight back up. And again, start to walk in the legs, so shuffle the feet in as you shorten the stance as we prepare for triangle pose on the other side. So again, your right foot is still pointing out towards 2 o'clock. Your left leg is straight this time and not bent. Take your left arm forward, your right arm back. With the left hand, try and stretch and see if you can touch the ceiling or the TV or whatever might be in front of you. When you can't go any further, start to just seesaw down. Take the left hand down towards the mat. Your right arm is up towards the ceiling. Again, draw in that left hip so it's not sprayed out towards the left side. Draw the left hip so it's coming in towards the center of the mat, just to maintain integrity. Take your gaze up or take your gaze down towards your left foot. On your next breath in, start to seesaw back up. This time I'm going to twist and turn your left foot in this time. I'm going to turn you around so you guys can still see. So this time you come into a wide-legged forward fold on the other side. So you're twisting your left foot in this time. Taking your feet so they're just beyond hip distance apart. Maybe pigeon toe your feet in together. Take your hands to your hips. On the inhale, start to lift up through the chest. Draw your lower belly in. On exhale, start to bend from the hips as you come into your forward fold. And again, just go towards your edge here. Once again, if you're using the block, just feel free to place your hands on the block. Then shine your chest towards the floor. You're leading from the chest. Again, try and lift your toes up off the mat, not your heels. Lift the toes up, which will just help you switch on your legs. Maybe engage your quads, so you can shake out your quads by just turning them on. So many muscles we don't use on a day-to-day basis. A lot we use subconsciously, but there's a lot that just stay neglected. As we did on the last side, just place your hands, they're not ready on the mat. Just place them in front of you on the mat, probably just a bit shoulder width distance apart. Again, feel free to use a block if that's more handy and appropriate. On the inhale, start to come onto the toes, start to roll forward through the toes, and you use your brakes, your hands as your brakes, just to hold you up, and then come back down onto the heels. Again, we're coming through those on another 2 occasions. On the inhale, come up onto the toes, nice and high, and you're just rolling forward and using your hands as your brakes. From here, really try and wrap your shoulders in and then come back. So the soles of the feet are back on the mat. I'm going to take one more of those. So again, inhale through the nose as you come up onto your toes, roll forward, wrap the shoulders in, draw the elbows in towards each other, and then come back so your feet are flat on the mat. Maybe start to shuffle the feet in so they're a bit closer. On the inhale, come up to a halfway lift. Exhale to release. On the exhale, let's come all the way up. Shuffle the feet in. Take your feet so we're meeting together at the front of the mat. Bring your hands into prayer. On the inhale, draw the hands up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, start to bend from the hips as you come into your forward fold. Inhale, take the hands to the shins, you come into a halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands in front of the mat. It's all step back into plank. So I'm going to roll forward through the toes. I'm going to come down for the count of 5. Bend for the elbows. 4, 3, 2, 1. And come back up into a high plank. Holding there for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Again, feel free to drop the knees if it's calling. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just roll forward, come straight to our low plank, push up into our upward facing dog, and push back into our downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in for the nose and exhale for the nose. On the next breath in, let's jump or step to the front of the mat. So I'm going to come into a big toe grab. Now take your feet so the hip distance apart. You're going to take your 2-piece fingers and just wrap them underneath your big toes. Maybe start to bend into your knees to help you grab your toes. Take as much of a bend as you need. You're going to wrap your arms so they're either side of your shins. On the inhale, come to a halfway lift with your grip under each toe. On the exhale, start to release through the head. And use the pull of the toes. See if you can anchor or draw your head any more towards the mat. As you breathe in, use your breath in to create more space. See if you can bring your torso any more closer towards your thighs. And then release. This time I'm going to come into a gorilla pose. So gorilla, not too distant from big toe, but we're going to take the palms of our hands underneath the soles of our feet. And again, take as much of a bend into your knees as you need to. On the inhale, just breathe in and look beyond the mats. On the exhale, start to bend from the hip. Draw the head back. See if you can take a deep breath to really create space in your abdomen. So you can take the torso any closer towards your thighs. Really embrace the grip you've got here, just to pull yourself a bit further towards the ground. And release. Release the grip. Since we just started a new month, I thought it'd be good if we try and test ourselves each week for the month of August at least, by taking a Malasana challenge. So Malasana is a yogi squats. So you might find that you're coming into your Malasana. So your Malasana is where, again, you've got your feet apart, your feet are pointing out towards that 45-degree angles, and you're coming down to sit with your bum just hovering off the ground. And you might find that your heels are a bit off the mat. If they are, feel free to use a towel underneath your heels. Or you can also use a block or a book underneath your heels. And the challenge we're going to set ourselves is to try and work up to 15 minutes by the end of August. So maybe every morning or before you go to bed, just see if you can take a minute at a time and just start to build it up. It might be 30 seconds for the first couple of days, but by the end of the first week, I'm just going to try and aim for 5 minutes in Malasana. So this pose is really good at creating space in your hips. So if you're not already in it, let's all come with the soles of your feet flat on the mat. And start to bring your bum down. Again, if your heels lift up, We've all got something to aim for. It took me ages to get into this. I think I did one of these challenges over the course of 3 or 4 weeks before I was anywhere near to getting my heels down. So once your heels are down, use your arms, place your arms inside of your knees and use that just to create a bit more space into your hips to open them up. And try and lift your torso up so you're not crouched down, you're nice and tall. So that's our, I won't call it homework, that's a challenge for the month of August. So you can build this up to do 15 minutes by the 31st of August. But now, if you're on Malasana, let's all come out. I'm going to go through one more Vinyasa. So come back into a high plank. We're not going to count it out. We're going to come straight down to a low plank. Push through the feet as you come into your upward facing dog. And push back as you curl the toes under. As you come into your downward facing dog. Just jump or step towards the front of the mat. Slowly start to bend through the knees as you come to a seated position on the mat. And slowly start to roll down through the back as we come into our bridge pose. So your knees are pointing towards the ceiling. Probably scrape the soles of the back to the heels. Just let the mat and the floor support you here. Just feel the mat through your back. On the inhale, we're going to start to push up from the lower back, middle back, upper back. Okay, maybe you've got a block handy. If you do, you're going to come into a supported bridge. Feel free to place the block underneath your sacrum. Otherwise, together, let's start to push up through the heels, through the feet, from lower back, middle back, upper back. Maybe take your interlace of your hands underneath your body. Engage your glutes. Really turn your glutes here. Glute engagement is excellent for really protecting, again, your lower back. You're trying to just see if you can take your hips any more higher. The soles of your feet are flat on the mats. And on the next breath, start to relax. So release through your upper back, your middle back, your lower back. Take your feet together and your knees apart. We're here for just 3 breaths. Take a deep inhale in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Here for 2 breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. 1 more breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Let's take 1 more bridge. So you can place the soles of your feet flat on the mat. Again, pushing to the mat through your feet, through your heels, and start to come up from lower back, middle back, upper back. Really shine your anahata, your heart chakra, your chest up towards the ceiling. Again, engage your glutes. Try not to be sprayed out of your knees. Really try and keep your knees and your hips parallel. And on the next breath, start to release through the upper back, the middle back, lower back. Place your feet together. Take your knees apart as you come to Baddha Konasana legs. Take your left hand, place it on your heart. Take your right hand, place it on your belly. With your left hand on your heart, just see if you can feel and come to tune with your heartbeat here. Before we wrap up, we're just coming to just a couple very quick rounds of abs. Start to draw your knees into center again. Take the hands, place the hands behind the head. Lift your legs up off the ground so you know that your legs are at the right angle. Curl your toes towards your face. On the inhale, let's lift the shoulders up off the mat. I'm going to hold it here for 10, for 9, for 8, for 7, for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your shoulders up. This time, take your legs all the way up to the ceiling. So your legs are straight this time. Curl your feet towards your face, your toes towards your face. Release the grip. And this time I'm going to try and go for 15 toe taps. So go as close as you can to your toes, or maybe if your shins are more appropriate, go for your shins. So again, try and keep your legs nice and straight. You're up off the shoulders, and let's count it together. When you bring your hands down, bring your hands to your chest before going back up. So together we'll go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Really keep the shoulders up off the mat. For another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold and release. Just take your knees in towards your body, just insulation. Just wrap your hands around your knees and start to just massage over your lower back. Maybe go clockwise first. Maybe get some nice love into your lower back. And switch direction. So now go anti-clockwise. So lengthen out your left leg. You're still gripping hold of your right knee. So this time your left leg is nice and straight in front of you. You're putting your left knee into your body. Really finish that right hip. Using your left hand, you're going to guide your right knee, I should say, over your body. So you come to a spinal twist. So maybe your right knee comes towards the floor, and maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. Just go to your edge and then lift your right hand up. Take your right hand over towards the right side of the room, and let your gaze look over towards the right hand side as well. So your left hand can sit on top of your left knee. That's pointing towards the left side of the room. You're taking your gaze over towards your right hand, which is looking over towards the right hand side of the room. It's a really nice twist that helps and aids your digestion. In this twist, as you come out of it, there's a rush of blood that goes to certain organs and helps oxygenate that part of your body. And on the next breath in, let's just do that. Let's start to lift that right knee up. Just give it one more pull into the body and relax that right leg. Yep, I said it, relax. Relax that right leg so it joins that left leg at the front. Let's just switch sides. This time, we're going to bend that left knee towards the body. Again, just grip into or grip above the front of the knee. Maybe just take that side clockwise and anti-clockwise as you feel into your hip. And when you're ready, just release that left hand. Using the right hand, take it over the outside of that left knee. Start to release that left knee up and over your body. So it points towards the right side of the room. And again, just take it towards this edge. Doesn't necessarily have to come towards the floor or the mat. And once you're comfortable, take your right hand, place it over the outside of the left knee, just add a bit of resistance. Take your left hand over towards the left-hand side of the room. Just follow your gaze so it looks over towards the left-hand side as well. You just embrace this nice twist you're giving towards within your abdomen here. On the next breath in, start to raise that left knee all the way back up. Pull it in for one more. And then release your left leg to join the right leg at the front of the mat. Start to come out of your Ujjayi breath, come back into your natural breath. Just close your eyes, release your arms to either side of your body. Let's come into Shavasana. Let's come back into your natural breath. Use the next couple of minutes just to find time for yourself. Just release any stresses, any anxiety. Just be comfortable where you are right now. Slowly start to feel yourself coming back. Start to move your hands and your feet. Shake the head from left to right. Start to bring your knees into your body. Let's give it one final squeeze. Start to roll over to your left hand side. Just come to the fetal position just for a couple of breaths. Slowly start to push yourself up. If you can, just try and keep your eyes closed as you come into your seated position, or come up onto your knees. Just sit nice and tall for your torso. Bring your hands to prayer. And just thank yourselves again for turning up and making space and time on a mat this Sunday. And likewise, I thank you for turning up and supporting. Have a great Sunday. All done. That seemed to go really quickly. Really quickly. Yeah, do let me know how you found that. I did say that I was going to do a wheel video during the week, which I didn't get to do. But I have now finished. I didn't even mean to do this, but I've just done a website for Akwaaba Yoga. So it's easy to find all the past videos in one place, because it links or feeds directly in from YouTube. So it's on akwaabayoga.com. Really pleased to have that there as a resource. I try and do more over time with it. But yeah, if you want to check out any of the old classes, feel free. Let me know how you found that one, which was flow with upper body. I found it a bit tough. But yeah, otherwise, it must see Barbara Ross tuning in. Always appreciated, and for the social sharing. Yeah, hope everyone has had a good week. Feel free to again knock up the comments. I'm here for like a little bit still. Yeah, just been out on a bike ride, went uptown, and yeah, DJ Garage Icon and DJ Spoonie was on the ride as well. So wicked to see him. That's what's playing Garage at the beginning. think I've got some more garage. It's one of his playlists actually. So yeah, going to push play. So yeah, pop your head to some old school garage beats. Spoonie, I would love to get Spoonie watching this. Right for uni, if you're watching, let him know. But yeah, otherwise, have a great Sunday. Thanks for your support and hope to see you again next week. God bless. Take care. Bye bye. Let's go some this. Let's do some this.